Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to the Games and Culture channel with a review. Another one for Donkey Kong
Another one.
Bananza. Another one.
That's bananas.
That's that B-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah.
Yes, Donkey Kong Bananza. The first real Switch 2 game. Came out about two
Month and
months
a half.
ago, month and a half. Yeah, probably closer to a month and a
Yeah.
half. Both of us have finished it. Both of us love this game and want to talk about it. So that's what we're doing. So, um, I mean, like I said, both of us love this game. This game is really good. This is going to be a positive review. No monkey hate here.
This this is why you buy a Switch 2.
Yes.
We
Yes.
are if you haven't watched our Mario Kart World review, it's with our Switch 2 review. Go watch that. That should have come out first. But if you haven't watched that yet, long story short, for Mario Kart World, it's okay. Not a super great Mario Kart though. So maybe the system seller. It should have been. Donkey Kong doesn't have that problem. Donkey Kong is like, oh, this is why this system is necessary and why it's needed. Like Mario Kart's not getting any Game of the Year nominations. Just not. Donkey Kong is.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong is a great time.
It is so much fun. It is the first 3D Donkey Kong game since, I believe it's 2000's Donkey Kong 64. I might need to fact check myself there. But yeah, Donkey Kong's back and he's in 3D. And boy, what a time. When it was announced, I mean, you saw if you watched our video. It was 1999. Donkey Kong 64 was 1999. I was wrong. It was 1999. But if you watched the reveal trailer for that, we did a reaction to it. I was super excited because I am a Donkey Kong 64 defender. I love that game and all of its problems. But it's nice to see Donkey Kong back in 3D and oh my god, what a fun game. I truly believe there's a game that comes out every year that is just the embodiment of joy. And that game always
No Nintendo game.
normally it is. Last year was Astrobot, but Nintendo's taking back the crown this year.
It's actually about spiritual Nintendo game.
That's true. Astrobot identifies as a Nintendo game.
Hey.
It's a Nintendo game wearing a PlayStation disguise. But there's always a game that comes out that just is the embodiment of joy. I think a lot of games, as we, you know, as video game tries to show itself as this like art form. I think we tell heavier stories. We show more emotion. Looking at you, Claire Obscure. But there's always just a game that just takes us back to basis of just being fucking fun, and this is this year's game for sure. Because goddamn, is this game fun?
Wait, it's you could say it's bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah.
So
No, it's super fun. It's super fun. I had but I had super fun. This game feels like a lost spiritual successor to Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
yes, yes.
Which is not you think all the game would be a successor to it, but that's what it is.
Yep. So this game was made by the same team that did Super Mario Odyssey. And you can definitely feel that DNA throughout this game. But yeah, somebody on that team played Hulk's Ultimate Destruction and it's like, wait. I have an idea.
What if Donkey Kong did that?
And then they made the game.
Yeah.
So if you wondered why we weren't getting a Super Mario Odyssey 2, it's because they were busy making this game. And Mario Odyssey 2 who? So yeah, let's get into it. So like I said, this is a 3D platformer. Donkey Kong is digging for bananas, and the Void Kong Co. Basically push him out of the way and say we're taking all of the banandium, which is the crystal bananas that Donkey Kong is eating. These are crystals, but he is eating them, so they must taste like
Well,
bananas as well.
if you notice, like when he breaks apart banana, there's actual banana like slices in the gold.
Oh
It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck? What is going on? And there's a lot of moments which we'll get to. Like, we're like, what's going on here? Are we not acknowledging how insane this is?
yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, the
but yeah,
Void Co. Kidnap Ingot Island, which is where he was digging
yeah.
for these Banandium bananas. And that starts off the whole story of a race to get to the center of the earth, center of the planet, sorry, not earth, to awake the Banandium root and get your wish granted. And obviously Donkey Kong's wish is for more bananas. And along the way, he meets this little rock companion that ends up awakening to be Pauline, the once kidnapped but now ally of Donkey Kong. Cranky Kong kidnapped Pauline in the original Donkey Kong. That's what happened.
Which is, I'm wondering if there's now two Paulines.
I think they're just retconning that.
We're retconning who Cranky Kong kidnapped. Was there some random lady now? And this is the Pauline we know? I mean, the Pauline we get in this game is because this Pauline's a kid, like 10 years old, I think.
Yeah.
She has to be, but I'm pretty sure she is the same Pauline that we see in like Mario Kart World, who's a playable character.
Yeah.
Who becomes the mayor of New Donk City.
Yes. Yes. It's the same Pauline. Yes. I think they are retconning Donkey Kong. I think this is a whole tangent. We'll get back to the review, but this has to be talked about. I think that we are playing as Cranky Kong because Donkey Kong has never looked like this.
We're not playing as Cranky Kong.
Because
Cranky Kong's in the game.
Yes. I know. I think that the Cranky Kong that is in this game is our Donkey Kong's great grandpa, because Cranky Kong is his grandpa. So I think that we are playing as Cranky Kong and they're just retconning DK because kidnapping girls is not cool. And so this is now Pauline and Donkey Kong's origin story.
I think it was retconning the original 91 Donkey Kong, and
that's
like
what I'm saying.
That wasn't Pauline. Yeah. So important life, I think that's what okay. Yeah. I think that's what happened. There's retconning the original, and then this version is the plan we've always known.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We're also trying to figure out Mario lore. And that thing's there's no Mario lore. It's just whatever they fucking want to do.
Because if this is the same Pauline that goes on to be the mayor of New Donk City, then there's probably like 30 years between this game and Mario Odyssey.
Which is true. Well, I mean, we don't know how old Pauline is in Events of Mario Odyssey, because she has to be at least.
She's got to be in her 30s, 40s, somewhere in there to be.
It's the Mario universe. Who? Dude, we don't know that. She could be 25 and be the mayor. It's a Mario universe. There are no rules.
Fair enough, I guess.
We're trying to make sense of the indecipherable because no one's kept it that way. There's no through line. There's because apparently the Paper Mario games are canon to the Mario universe. It's like, okay, how does that work? He's paper in this. So does the universe become paper for a decade? And it goes back to normal, and no one acknowledges what the fuck that was.
Yeah. Who knows? We can end the tangent right there. But yes, the little rock ally turns into Pauline, and Pauline is a singer, which she, if you played Super Mario Odyssey, you know. And so that is still her defining power in this game. But her singing awakens these form changes for Donkey Kong called Bananzas, and so that's the gimmick of the game in addition to the gameplay. So let's talk about gameplay with Donkey Kong just normally, and then we can look at all the Bananzas as well. So the main point of the game is you're just like with Mario Odyssey, you're going from world to world, collecting these Banandium bananas, which are basically the same thing as the moons from Super Mario Odyssey. You do random tasks to get, or just randomly find them as well. Some of them are just under rocks and shit. and so you have to acquire some. There's no limits on how many you have to acquire before like taking on a boss or anything like that. At least not that I know of. Because I was always I collected as many as I could find before moving on. So um,
The game set up a very, fulfill these specific quest type of things to go forward. But you're gonna find offbeaten things very easily on
yep,
this.
yep. And so DK handles a whole lot like he did in 64 Donkey Kong. He's got a 3-hit punch combo. He has this little dash roll that you can use as a dodge roll or use it to just have some faster move speed on the ground. He's got his standard jump. This is a game post Breath of the Wild, so he can climb on anything he jumps on. There are some oily surfaces and some ice surfaces that he can't climb up, but for the most part, he can pretty much climb anything he can jump into. Um, he also has the ability to pick up the terrain underneath him because he's Donkey Kong and super strong, and he can then throw it. You can then hold the throw button to like aim down sights essentially and aim your throw a little bit better. And so that's pretty much all of Donkey Kong. Oh, you also can throw down the terrain that you have grabbed onto and surf on it to increase your ground movement speed even further, as long as that piece of terrain holds up, basically. Um, so that's pretty much DK's core move set. Handles exactly like you would expect to. Any other comments on DK's just core moves?
Yeah, I mean, the digging, I think, is the main like draw of his, and it's just like, uh, very inventive how it went about. Like, I wasn't when the game was first announced, I wasn't like super into the idea, and then they showed the direct. I'm like, then I'm like, oh, now I see how this works. This is gonna be something special, and that is kind of the addictive nature of it. Is like, I'm just gonna dig in this spot and see where I end up.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Pretty much all
sometimes,
the terrain in the world is destructible, provided that DK has enough strength to do it through his skill upgrades, and if it's a material that DK can punch through. Because I mean, obviously you can't go wherever you want. They have to be guardrails, and you can't punch through those guardrails. But pretty much everything else you can fucking destroy.
yeah, you can wipe out stuff. Like it's kind of crazy how much you can wipe out. Uh, but there's an element of just like, I'm gonna dig in this spot and I'm just gonna keep digging until something happens.
And
And
yep.
most of the time, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna find a banana, or you can find a treasure chest, or you find one of the little eels that will dig through the earth and lead you somewhere else, or at the very least, you're just gonna get some gold,
Mm-hmm.
because
Gold
this game likes
gold is.
gold.
I never every time I was like, you spend this much gold to get this thing. I'm like, I whatever.
Yeah.
I never bothered like worrying about it.
Yeah, no, gold is in abundance. This game is a prospector's dream.
This game is secretly a Wario game with how much gold there is.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, a little bit. But yeah, so the train is completely destructible. You can pretty much, I mean, half of the bananas, I think there's like a solution that the game wants you to do, but 9 times out of 10, you could just like dig around that solution and punch through a wall, and bam, you found the banana.
I have this whole have a chip set for you to do. Let's get a banana. I don't care. I digged. I have a banana now.
I smashed
Yeah.
wall. But yeah, so that's kind of the core move set. Along your adventures down towards the center of the planet, you will meet these elders. For some reason, there's a bunch of animals living under the planet's core. There's monkeys, and there are snakes, and there are zebras, and there are ostriches, and there are elephants just living under the earth, as well as the fractones, which are these crystal people. Um, and they're hilarious. You can walk up to them, and I said every terrain is destructible, including them. You can punch them out, and they'll like reform. And a lot of times, they have comments for when you punch them out. There's ones that have like the fossils, which are the currency to buy outfits and stuff attached to them, and they'll be like, "Oh man, my shoulders hurt." You'll punch them to get the fossil, and they'll be like, "Oh, that feels so much better." It's just very funny. But yeah, each one of those groups of people, excluding the Fractones, has an elder that will basically teach Pauline and Donkey Kong a new form. And each of those forms do something a little bit different. The Monkey Elder unlocks the Kong Bonanza for Donkey Kong. And
And
this
that
turns
one really, they really just soups up his normal move set.
yeah, he gets banana hair and he gets bigger and stronger. And that's exactly what it is. He can punch through concrete now, which is something that base Donkey Kong cannot do. He also gets this really awesome charge punch that shoots out a shockwave, and it's so much fun to use that to destroy shit. um, but yeah, really not much else to go into there. It's just a stronger Donkey Kong. Um, then you move on to the zebras, or the ostriches. There's a fork of the road there. Well, I went to the zebras first. So we'll talk about zebras. The zebras um, teach Donkey Kong how to run really really fast. So you trade your strength for speed, and you can now run on falling bridges. You can run on water because you run that fast. You can also charge up your run, very similar to Sonic, to run even faster. Um, Zebra Kong also gets some cool stuff with the terrain where you can like grab a piece of terrain, charge up like a spin, like your Mario swinging Bowser, and like launch stuff for greater effects. I never really used that, but you can do it. But yeah, so that one's just really for speed. In my most irritating part of the game, well, my most irritating thing about the game, the ostriches teach Donkey Kong how to fucking fly, and ostriches can't fly. And what makes me even more irritated is Pauline mentions that in the game.
Listen, you're not questioning a zebra's running on water.
Yeah, I mean, but that's I question it. I question it less than ostriches flying. But anyways, yeah, you get to be able to fly with the ostriches, which really isn't even flying. It's
It's
gliding.
gliding.
Uh, but you can also give Donkey Kong the ability to take these updrafts up. You even also unlock the ability to fire egg bombs out of your ass. Multiple questions there.
It's a Donkey Kong game. The less questions you ask, the better time you're gonna have.
Yeah, and so those three were the ones that were revealed in the trailer. So we're kind of entering spoiler territory here, but I feel like we do have to discuss them when talking about the game. So just light spoiler warning here for the last two forms, since they weren't shown off in the trailers leading up to this. The fourth form is my favorite form. It's the elephant form. And
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
it's a definitely one where it has very good utilities. But by the time you get it, it was very useful.
Yeah. So it gives Donkey Kong the ability to inhale terrain of pretty much any kind, except for like concrete and stuff. So it's really good for like clearing out an area to help with the exploration or getting rid of hazards, stuff like that. But even further than that, Donkey Kong then stores them and can pull them out as usable terrain to throw or to use on zip lines or whatever. So it just like Nick said, super utility driven. Um, it's one like I said, it's one of my favorite forms of the entire game because like you can just do some crazy destruction. I have a screenshot to show everybody when we get to the full spoiler section, but it's just the devastation and destruction you can cause with the elephant form is great. And then the last form is the snake form. It gets rid of Donkey Kong's legs in favor of a snake tail and gives Donkey Kong the ability to super jump, as well as the ability to slow down time with a snake's glare. Um, Very Pokemon inspired. because one of Arbok's signature moves is Glare, which paralyzes other Pokemon. So very, very Pokemon inspired. Um, I didn't. I feel like this form was
But
came a little bit too
situational.
late.
A little bit late. It was very situational.
I also feel like it doesn't control really well as well because you get a double jump, but that double jump's like weird. It like doesn't really
Yeah.
gain any extra height or anything like that. But and your standard animation while fucking in that form is Donkey Kong bouncing, so it's super hard to hit stuff with just like your standard punch and stuff. So yeah, snake form's probably my least favorite form, but still did have its uses.
Yeah.
But those are the 5 forms. Um, they all perform about as well as you think they would in terms of controls and everything like that. Obviously, the Kong Bonanza you probably do use the most since you get it the earliest. I felt like Zebra, Ostrich, and Snake were all extremely situational, whereas like Kong Bonanza and Elephant Bonanza, you can get more mileage out kind of just anywhere.
No, those two are the most universal because they fed into the main mechanic of the game, which is destroying everything.
Yeah,
Whereas the other three are just like for very specific obstacles.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so as you go through, you have to fight off the Void Co. There's 3 of them. There's Void Kong, there's Grumpy Kong, and there is, oh, I keep forgetting her name. What's her name?
I forget her name too, but it also wasn't Grumpicon. It was some like because Grumpicon, the old man. The
That's
other one
Cranky
was
Kong. His name is Grumpy
Greg.
Kong.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay. See, his name. It was so like that I forgot his name was actually Grumpy instead of Cranky. That's just so
I only remember
So
because at the very end of the game, he's part of how you, well, the beginning of the post game, he's part of how Pauline joins back up with you. So, um, I'm gonna look up her fucking name. Poppy Kong. I never
okay.
would have guessed that. But yeah, it's Poppy Kong, who is this like the assistant to Void Kong. She does things with perfume and can like disappear and stuff. Grumpy Kong is like his like head of construction basically, and so he makes gadgets and stuff that can copy other enemies. And then Void Kong is the president of Void Co.
Boyko.
And he has this banana wand phone thing that just does a bunch of different stuff. So obviously you fight them throughout your adventures, as well as some other bosses. I think they're pretty good villains for what this game is. They have some kind of, they were the ones that kidnapped Pauline, and so they are using Pauline for something, but you don't know what it is until very late in the game. And I feel like they do the sinister villain thing pretty well. It is a kids game, of course, so there's some comedic fashion to them. Both Grumpy Kong and Poppy Kong kind of hate Void Kong. So if you're an adult who has a job, you might find some
Humor in
sympathy
this. Yeah.
for them dealing with an irritating boss. But I mean, did any particular boss fight aside from some of the latter ones that we'll get to in the spoiler section stick out to you?
Not particularly. I mean, there were some interesting ones, but I will say that the boss fights were kind of okay in this
Mm-hmm.
until the very end. The very end was they did kick it up a notch. Um, but for the most part, the main control of the game was more the puzzles and stuff, just doing the environment. So yeah, none of the boss fights until near the end really stuck out.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially since a lot of like the smaller no name bosses you fight multiple times, and it's like, oh, okay, I know how to do this one. Um, but yeah, I mean, before we get into spoilers territory, like supreme spoiler territory, we'll go
There
ahead and
isn't
give.
much in this game, but there's a little bit in this game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, and it is. it is better if you don't go into it spoiled because it will be a lot cooler in that case. So before we get into that, we'll go ahead and give a review. Oh, the score. What do you give Donkey Kong Bonanza?
I'm gonna give Donkey Kong Bonanza a 9 out of 10. As I said, we didn't start. This is the reason by Switch 2. It is great. There's not really much. The things you can play about it are very minor. You're gonna have a great time with it. It will definitely be in my game of the year race. It's not gonna win at this point. I'm confident it won't win my game of the year. It could win very well in overall game of the year, the Game Awards. I don't think it will. I think I said in our podcast before. I think this is Expedition 33 to lose.
Yeah.
But Donkey Kong will be nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I believe 100% believe that. It very well could enter my top 5 for the year.
Yeah. We are of one mind because I also think that 9 out of 10 is the perfect score. It will be in my top 10 games of the year. I'm for sure believing that. I also don't believe that it will be the top game in that spot, but it is a very, very fun game. I absolutely adore this game. I think some of the best moments in the game are not the big ones. There's these hideouts where you can rest and restore your heart, and if it's the first time that you're going to these hideouts, Pauline will always have something funny to say about what's going on. She's incredibly well written and incredibly endearing, and and that's always a big thing for me in games is if the quiet moments are fun, the big moments are even more fun, and it just leads to a fantastic game from start to finish. There are some technical sides when there are some technical problems where when stuff gets too crazy on screen, and I definitely don't think all Bonanzas are created equal, and not all boss fights are created equal. But the overall package is still good enough to warrant a solid 9 out of 10 from us here at the Games and Culture channel for sure. So if you haven't done so already, go pick this game up for your Switch 2 because I really don't know what else you're playing on it if it's not this.
I mean, Silk Sonic's not out yet, guys. When I tell you this recording, it's not out yet. But I was just supposed to might be out. But do it in time. You had to find something else besides Silk Sonic in the meantime.
Yeah, for sure. So with that, we'll get into some spoilers and some other big moments of the game that we really, really like that led us to give it these 9s out of 10. So if you haven't done so already, I really recommend playing the game first and then coming back to this video to hearing our thoughts on some of the spoiler content. So this is your red alert. Back away from the computer. Do not watch any further if you do not want to be spoiled because there is one big spoiler in this game. And now we're going to talk about it. So run away. Come back after you finish the game, though.
One.
King K. Rool's back, baby.
That shook me. I had no idea.
I didn't see it coming at all.
He comes out and was like, "What the fuck? I haven't seen you in years."
I did not.
Not a Donkey Kong game I haven't seen in years, but like still, I did not expect that.
I did not expect
at all.
That. I thought Void Kong was the villain, and I was content with that. I mean, King K. Rool being the villain leads more questions than answers. Like, who imprisoned him down there?
How did he get down there?
Yeah, why was he down there? Why were all of his Kremlin crew skeletons until this point?
How did the Kremlin crew survive in the center of Earth for this long?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. Yeah, no, just crazy when he wakes up and I see and like it shows you the eye and that's the first thing you see. I was like, oh my god, it's King K. Rool. What the fuck? But I mean, it ended up being just the best conclusion to the game. Because I feel like if the game would have ended right then with like maybe another Void Kong fight, I don't feel like the ending would have been as strong.
No. King K. Rool. The point was the game was kind of feel like okay, game is under try to wrap it up, but then they pull the one trick up. They have their sleeve that goes no, we got one more level in us, and they use it for everything it's worth. It's arguably the best level in the game, and just seeing King K. Rool again, and you have to scrap with him a couple times.
Yeah.
And the final boss, I would say the final boss is a really good fight. Like it's probably one of the best fights in the game. It goes in 2 stages though. The first fight you have, the fight is fairly similar. The first fight you have though, you realize, oh, all your bonanzas up to this point are on meters. Your meters are gone. Like you are if you're not fighting, if you're ever going back into normal form during these bosses, what the fuck are you doing? You're
Yeah,
staying in bonanza form. And you can
yeah,
just switch at will.
yeah.
So you can always switch at will, but there's no penalty or time limit to them. So, and you're definitely gonna need like I had to use for the fight I had to use elephant, zebra, and Kong the most. Snake and ostrich don't really have a use in that fight, but like I needed like he throws a lot of stuff at you. I needed elephant to absorb most to get a path, zebra to get to close the gap, and then once I up there, Kong just start wailing on him.
Yeah, I didn't really use zebra. I just used Kong and elephant. But yeah, no, yeah, for sure, for sure. I really like the mechanic of having to punch the balls back to him to stun him. It was really
Mhm.
fun. I'm glad that they kept doing that mechanic in the second fight. Even though it was a reused mechanic, they let you learn the mechanic in the first fight in kind of a more controlled environment. And then in the second fight, they're like, well, you know what to do now. So here's a fucking floor of lava. Deal with it.
And speaking of a floor of lava, what the fuck is with that ending?
Yeah. So,
New Dog City's gone.
yeah. So in the climax of the game, K. Rool gets the Banandium root. His wish is to basically rule the world, and this sea of gold, smoldering, rotten banana lava takes over New Donk City. And like when you're in the boss fight with him, that lava damages you. It burns you. Like it's hot. And so, yeah, they just never mentioned the fact that New Donk City was just basically turned into Pompeii version 2.
Like, congrats, Donkey Kong, you saved the world and got bananas. Bad news is millions are dead.
Yeah, millions are dead. Millions upon millions are dead. I do like how they worked in Donkey Kong's wish into the game, though. He wishes for more bananas, and you basically get to do the game again, and there's more bananas.
Well, I always like the fact that he is the first time you do defeat King K. Rool when he has the banana root when you're at the center of the earth, Donkey wishes for bananas and Pauline wishes to go home. So the banana root combines the two wishes and uses a literally geyser of bananas to shoot them both back up to New Donk City. And then you get there, and then King Rool steals the banana root back, and then all the shit with the much that kills millions. New Donk City's goes on. It's like, what the fuck is happening with this? The entire ending is just like, what? This is game bananas, literally.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic game. That the ending of the game is so climactic. And also very, very heartwarming as Pauline like finds her voice literally. It's just a good game. Just a great game. Great game, guys. You should go play.
Let's say if you have a Switch 2 and you don't have that, why?
Yeah.
Go fix that.
Why?
If you have a Switch 2, I understand you can't play it, you don't have a Switch 2. They're all a little hard to find. I get that. But if you have a Switch 2, Donkey Kong Bananza is not hard to find. You can get that anywhere.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. Well worth the $70. Just fantastic. Just fantastic game. Like we said, we gave it a 9 out of 10. That's the official score from the Games and Culture channel. It's very, very good.
You bought the Switch 2 for a reason. Donkey Kong isn't your reason.
Yeah. At least for now. At least for now, it's the reason for now. I mean, Pokemon, Metroid, Kirby Air Ride are still all coming, but for now, Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's just what I mean. It didn't take long for Nintendo to get their first banger on there.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely go play it. It's a great game. 9 out of 10 from us here at the Games and Culture channel. That's gonna conclude our review. Simple. It's just a great game. Go play it. Go play it. Let us know in the comments. Have you played Donkey Kong Bananza yet? What would you rate it? What's your favorite Bananza? Mine's the elephant one. I forgot to show my picture. In the last level, there's a giant K. Rool statue, and I was pissed off that he was back and stealing bananas, so I destroyed it using the elephant bonanza. There's a banana in his belly, which is very funny. Did you get that one?
No, I did not get that one.
Yeah,
No, no.
yeah, yeah. I walked up to his belly and just started punching him. There's a banana in there, and the banana is literally called "In the Belly of a Tyrant." So,
That's great.
and so I was like, oh, maybe there's one in his head. So I climbed up to his head, and there's nothing in his head because he ain't got no brains. And then I was like, I'm gonna destroy this whole thing. So I sat on top of the statue, activated Elephant Bonanza, and just destroyed it.
That's
um,
great.
and that's the kind of fun you can have in this game, ladies and gentlemen. So go out and buy it. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We got more reviews coming, and as always, we have more news coming. So no worries about content on this channel. So thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Adios.